In this example, we want to look at the function f of x equals 1/2 times x minus 1 to the 4th power. The first thing we want to do here is let's state our transformations. The minus 1 that you see inside the parentheses with the x is going to be moving our graph right 1 unit. And the 1/2 that we see out in front is going to be a vertical compression by a factor of 1/2. And this is going to impact our y values. Right, we're going to be multiplying our y values here by 1/2 when we get to that step. So the first thing we want to do is identify the parent function. And in this case, our parent function is the graph y equals x to the 4th. This is the graph that is being transformed. And we want to go ahead and pick a couple key points that are on the graph of y equals x to the 4th so that we can take a look at what happens with the transformations. So I'm going to go ahead and use the points -1, 1, 0, 0, and 1, 1. Each of those 3 points would be on the graph of our parent function. And let's go ahead and call these points A, B, and C. And let's start applying the transformations to each point. So the first transformation we want to do is moving our graph to the right 1 unit. So keep in mind that's going to impact our x values. And we're going to go ahead and shift each of these points right 1 unit. So it's going to impact each of these x values. So the point -1, 1, if we move it to the right 1 unit, it's going to become the point 0, 1. Point B will become the point 1, 0. And point C will become the point 2, 1. And now we want to go ahead and apply the vertical compression. This is going to impact the y values, and remember it's going to be the y values times 1/2. So these are the values that we're looking at. Our x values are going to stay the same. So our first point here, the x value will stay as 0, and 1 times 1/2 will give us 1/2. For our second point, the 1 will stay the same. And 1/2 times 0 is still 0. And our last point here, the 2 for the x value will stay the same, and 1 times 1/2 will give us a new y value of 1/2. So I'm going to go ahead and label these A prime, B prime, and C prime. Those are going to be the new points that we're going to see on our graph after this transformation. So let's take a look at the graphs and what happened. So let's go ahead and take a look at the graphs. On this left-hand side, we have our parent function, which was the graph y equals x to the 4th power. And I went ahead and plotted our 3 points, point A, B, and C. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the graph in the middle, right? If we shift that graph 1 unit to the right, take a look at what happened to our points. If we looked at point A, which was at -1, 1, and we shifted it to the right 1 unit, it became the point 0, 1. Point B was at 0, 0. When we moved it to the right, it became the point 1, 0. And point C was at 1, 1. And when we moved it 1 to the right, it became the point 2, 1. Which is what we had in our chart. And then after our second transformation, which was that vertical compression by the factor of 1/2, we multiplied those y values by 1/2. And you'll see our new points here. We've got A prime, which was the point 0, 1/2. B prime, which was the point 1, 0. And C prime, which was the point 2, 1/2. And we can use those new points, once they're plotted, to graph the function after all those transformations have been applied.